whiskey.
If you do this again and you want someone to try it, send the sample. I'll try it. Send it with a case of Templeton Tenure. Bye.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Bourbon Theory. I'm Josh.
I'm Bill.
And today we're going to do our first finished bourbon review that will go live on the channel. Real quick, let's let them know what a finished bourbon is.
Well, it's bourbon from Finland.
Absolutely not. So finished bourbon, to be a bourbon or to be a rye, typically it's aged in a new charred oak barrel. Well, not typically. It is.
It is. To be bourbon, it has to be.
It has to be. So the objective of a finish is to give a aged spirit a flavor it would not have had otherwise, while still being able to be called like a bourbon. So I think one of the most popular finishes are sherry finishes. So they take an old sherry cask after the bourbon or rye or whatever it may be has aged already to whatever they wanted it to be.
And the sherry has already been in that cask, and it has aged as well.
Yep, and then it has been dumped. Yeah, there's no mixing of spirits. It's just an empty barrel. But those barrel staves hold a little bit of that juice.
When they hold the flavor.
Yes.
It stays in.
Yeah. So they take their spirit that they've aged, they take it out of their barrels, they put it into whatever other kind of barrel they want. In this case, this is a stout barrel, so a stout beer. So it's a stout cask finished bourbon. It doesn't tell us how long it's been in there, but typically a finish, depending on what it is, I think an average finish I would say is 12 to 18 months.
Some are less, some are more.
Some are less.
It depends on how strong it is.
Your finish.
And by the way, it goes the opposite direction as well. A lot of companies take bourbon barrels because bourbon barrels can only be used one time for bourbon.
Yes.
So their hot sauce is finished in bourbon barrels. Tequila is finished in bourbon barrels.
A lot of gins are doing that now.
Beer is finished in bourbon barrels. Wine is finished in bourbon barrels. There's lots and lots of things. As the bourbon craze has exploded over the last decade, a lot of different spirits and industries got into using those barrels. Yep. Scotch finished in bourbon barrels. So lots and lots of things have been using those barrels, which is great because it gives another use for those barrels.
Yeah. Where otherwise they would have just sat.
Right. Or been turned into a wall, which is what's going to happen over here.
So this is a stout cask finish. A stout is a type of beer. It's a dark beer. It's a heavy beer. One of your favorite beers. And I'm not a big drinker as far as beer goes. No,
not a beer. There's something about the hops or the barley or something that just I can't take too much of it. A couple of beers in a day is about my limit, but I do like stout beers. But I'm still limited to one, maybe two. And I generally don't drink beer on average twice a week, if I average it all out.
Yeah.
I might go some weeks and I drink it
at all
every day. If I'm out working hot around other people that are doing it, that type of thing. But,
social interactions.
Yeah. But
typically we're bourbon drinkers in this household.
Yes. And I don't care if it's hot outside or cold outside and I don't add ice to it either way. So
this would expect to have a darker color finished in a stout cask.
And this is Templeton.
Correct? Templeton. Okay. Yep.
So Templeton is made by?
I think they source from MGP. I don't know if there's a statement on this bottle.
They're not owned by Heaven Hill or anything like that.
I have no idea, actually. There's nothing on here that
I know they're out of Templeton, Iowa.
Gives us any kind of information.
Because we love their 10-year rye.
Yeah, so this actually just says produced and bottled by Templeton Rye Spirits, distilled in Indiana.
Okay, so it's MGP bourbon.
Yep, with U.S. and imported grains. Yeah.
Where they imported grains from.
Now you've nosed it. Does it smell like a stout to you? because it smells like a stout to me. And I've had this before.
But I don't know what kind of stout. That's the thing.
I would wager it's an imperial stout. That's the most common. So I'd say as far as percentages go, that's probably your best bet. It's not a milk stout. I don't think they could
Not
use
a chocolate stout, not a coffee stout.
No, definitely not. You would definitely smell that. I think it's just your base imperial stout.
I'm trying to figure out what's in that though. That's and I can't. I don't know what's.
I don't know enough about stouts to give you a good answer on that one either. There is there. You can still smell the rye, the rye whiskey that's in this.
It's spicy.
Yeah,
it's spicy.
But that stout finish is what comes through the most.
Yes. Well,
now I've tried it, so I'm going to let him go through his tasting experience here because I just like to watch.
I didn't forget.
No, you did not. Now Templeton makes great products.
Yes, they do. I mean, we love their tenure.
Big fans of them based on the little bit that we have ingested. That was a bad word to use. Tasted. I'm very interested to get your opinion.
Dry. Very dry. Dusty. I don't get the rye.
No.
I don't get the rye at all.
None. Which leads me to believe this was aged in a stout cask for quite some time.
Because it took away everything else. What's the proof on this?
93?
I was going to say it's got to be low.
92.
It's got to be low.
92 proof.
Because it doesn't stand up to it. I'd rather try this at like 120 to see how much the bourbon or rye would have stood up to that stout.
Yeah. Because to me, this tastes like I'm drinking a watered down stout.
Yeah. Thus far, I'm not impressed.
I am not either. That's why I have not taken a second sip. Because I knew what my opinion was of this before we got into it.
Yet, he made me do it.
That's the fun part, because you don't really like finished bourbon or finished whiskey.
I'm trying.
Let me see.
I'm trying.
I haven't put water in it before, so let me do that.
It is dry. Gosh, it's dry.
Yep. Really just totally dries your palate out. It just smells like a stout. It smells like a watered down stout.
Stouts don't even taste like this.
Yeah, they do. For me, they do. And obviously, it's not going to give you 100%. This is a stout flavor on it because it's a.
I want y'all to realize that I'm a trooper. I am going back for the second. He hadn't even done the first.
Yes, I did.
He did.
I taste it still. I'm just gonna finish it.
The sip of water or the drop of water helped.
It did.
2 to 3 might have helped more. It did help. It let a bit of sweetness come in.
Yeah.
Just a bit of sweetness come in.
It is still a very drying experience on the palate. Whoa. Wow. You're more than welcome. I'm not drinking any more of this. My opinion is formed. But I was very interested because I know you like the stouts to see what you thought about this.
Let it never be said
that you are not invested.
3 drops.
3 drops.
Because that one drop made such a difference.
It really did. You know, it did open up the rye spice just a touch. I can feel it.
The thing is, you shouldn't have to do this.
No.
To get your flavor there on a low proof spirit. You should not have to do this.
No. And I guess it just depends on the distillery and what they wanted exactly.
No age statement on this.
No. It depends on the distillery and what exactly they're looking for as far as the flavor profile goes. And Templeton probably wanted something that tasted and smelled like a stout beer. And I think as is, they got that.
I get a bit more rye. Just a bit more rye. I could get this to the point where I could drink it. But you shouldn't have to get it to the point where you could drink it.
No.
You should never have to do that.
No.
All right.
I'm ready.
It's an F.
It's an F.
It's an F.
It's just not good.
Templeton, you tried. In my opinion, it failed. Not you failed. It failed.
It failed. Yeah.
If you want to try it again, try it at a higher proof.
Better idea.
But
yeah.
I'd run it across some panels of tasters and people outside of your distillery before you release it.
And outside of people that maybe
are vested in it.
Yeah, or enjoy finished bourbons. Maybe get some people who are maybe a little more hesitant to try something like that.
I mean, I'm giving you my full-on honest review of it. Josh said it before we started. I generally don't like finished bourbons. I am making an effort to be more open-minded about it, but
not this one.
I'm not going to let it sit in the glass.
Not this one. Well, Templeton, we enjoy your other products. Your 10-year rye is fantastic.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful, beautiful bottle of whiskey.
If you do this again and you want someone to try it, send the sample. I'll try it. Send it with a case of Templeton 10-year. Right.
Those are the rules. Who are we kidding? We don't get to set any rules.
Try.
Our intimidation technique. Should we just stare at the camera angrily for a minute? Well, guys, thank you for watching.
If you don't try different things, you'll never know.
You'll never know.
You never know.
Absolutely. Definitely. Absolutely.
So, folks, stick with us. I'm not giving you my tagline on this one.
Like some rye whiskeys that aren't finished, our videos will continue to get better with time. Take care of yourselves.